Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy preparation before the full moon. Preparation before Saturn moves into Pisces. Thanks for being here right on time. I was right on time today, which is not like me, so it's going to be a great day. Feel free to say hello. Let us know where you're joining from. Let us know how your weekend was. Let us, I don't know, anything you want to share. I'm here for it. So let's see. I'll introduce myself because I feel like I fail to do that time and time again. My name is Jacqui Mancuso. I am your favorite spiritual problem solver, and I join you from Northern Illinois. Today we're here to talk about the Virgo full moon. We'll talk about Saturn entering Pisces for the first time since 1996. And then I'm going to pull a whole bunch of oracle cards to ask questions of our guides regarding how to use all of these energies. Catherine says good morning. Chris, good morning. Audra, awesome morning from Ontario. Hello, everyone. Hi, Audra. Christine, good morning, Jacqui and lovely tribe. Happy Monday. Monday is Moon Day. Jessica, good morning. Jacqui says, greetings, Jacqui and fave friends. Hello, Anique. Good morning, Jacqui and all. Ginger, hi from Seattle. Welcome, Ginger. Hello, AJ. Good morning. Jacqui, loved the introduction of the new podcast name. Thanks, Jacqui. So I've started a podcast with one of my girlfriends, and we were doing this unnamed thing for some time. So it is now named. I was gonna send. You can listen to my podcast if you want. Everything that I have is in my link tree. It's in my Insight Timer profile. So anything I talk about, just go there and you'll find a link to it. But we started a podcast about spirituality and truth and what we think that the world is. And also I'm interviewing people from in my spiritual circle about what they think the world is. But we named our podcast A Werewolf for You. Because the wolf, I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of weird on video, but there's a wolf behind me. Yeah, you can't really see it. The wolf is like 1,000 times more than my spirit animal. I can't put it into words, but we're creating this like wolf pack tribe of people, kind of like I do here on Insight Timer, but just people who, it's so common to have these kinds of thoughts that we all share about like what is life. I see things this way. Normal society sees it this way. Like I feel like I'm alone. So come join the Aware Wolf Pack. That podcast right now is just on YouTube. Link in my link tree so you can get there. But thanks, Jacqui. I'm glad you loved the introduction. Jane says good morning, Jacqui. Hello, Jane. Hello, Sharon. Christina, good afternoon from Sweden. Welcome. Michelle, good morning from Michigan. Welcome, Michelle. That is where my retreat was relocated to. Retreat at the end of the month, Aquarius Adventures, Coloma, Michigan. Collaborative women's retreat and also Reiki workshop. Details on my Lakeside Living website. Bonnie, hello, Bonnie, atta girl. Audra, love the name. I love wolves. Christine, I listened to your podcast, Generation XYZ. I'll have to send you an email. I have so much to say. Oh, I love it. Christine, comment on the video. Get that discussion going also. I mean, obviously send me an email too. But good morning, Christine. Audra, Perfection, your podcast group. Thanks, Audra. Jody, happy Monday, Jacqui and friends from the Sea of Cortez. Where is that, Jody? That sounds lovely. That sounds beachy and flowy and watery, and what a great place to be during Pisces season. We are in Pisces season. You're in Mexico. That's awesome, Jody. Oh, Bonnie, saw Christine in Yin yesterday. I love it. Elisa, happy Monday from Santa Cruz, California. Welcome, Elisa. Christine, if I could figure out how, I will comment there. I love it, Christine. I love how we share a lot of technical difficulties. All right, let's talk about astrology because there's a lot to say, and then I'll pull some oracle cards and I'll try to get you out of here within an hour. This is we're in big shifts. We are in big monumental shifts is the best way to say it. I also just read David's comment. Okay, I'm ready. I've got my yoga pants on, but we're not doing yoga here today. We're just doing astrology. You could wear your yoga pants to shift through the energies of your life. I like it. April, good morning from Oklahoma. Welcome, April. So we're in like the beginning of, excuse me. I'm also going to light some incense. Lots of changes are coming as far as like the outer planets shifting over the next 4 years. So by this time in 2026, 2027, the world is going to look very different. As an astrologer, that's what I know. Do I know exactly what it's going to look like? No. Do I know that it will be better? Yes, because that's what I am choosing for my reality. So I invite you to choose the same. But it's kind of all starting right now with Saturn changing signs. And we'll talk about Saturn after the full moon because we're used to full moon. So let's start with something that's familiar. So early tomorrow morning, both of these transits tomorrow in Central Time where I am, it's happening like before 6 a.m. So early morning. Neil, good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome. And Nicole says good morning. So tomorrow, the full moon occurs at 16 degrees of Virgo. Full moon is a time of celebration. I've been going back and forth between what is the full moon for? So many people say that the full moon is here as a time to release all that no longer serves you, which is true. A full moon is the time of release, and the new moon is the time of planting, bringing in. So, you ebb and flow with the moon. But by choosing to focus on gratitude, I'm celebrating everything that I've created at the full moon, the rest just falls away without so much of my conscious awareness. So, celebrating everything that you've created since the new moon, which was February 20th. So if you want to take a second just to think back over the last 2 weeks, what was your new moon intention? How have things transpired since then? That was a new moon in Pisces. So tomorrow is a wonderful day to celebrate everything that you've created over the last 2 weeks. This full moon being the last full moon of this zodiac season, this is a great time to celebrate all that you've created over the last year. Aries season is right around the corner. So this is a beautiful way to reflect on the last 12 months. Taking some time to celebrate who you are today because of the service to yourself over the last 12 months. What have you done to help yourself grow? How have you served yourself? How have you grown through your service to others? Virgo is the sign of service, which is why I'm talking about all of that. Barbara, good morning from Northern California. Welcome. Virgo is an earth sign. It's a mutable earth sign. So how have you changed your physical reality over the last 12 months? Or if the 2-week thing resonates with you more, whichever. Virgo is the archetype of the virgin, and in that meaning that Virgo brings purity to whatever area of your life that you're focusing on right now. So I invite you to look at your natal chart, as always, and look to see where 16 degrees of Virgo is. Look to see which house 16 degrees of Virgo lives within, and that is the area of your life that is having a spotlight shown on it right now. And actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, and I wonder if I can... I just broke my crystal. I'm not upset at all, but everything happens for a reason. And I throw this thing around every time I'm here. Wow, look at it. Maybe this is a gift for someone. Wow. Okay, so I was just about to say, the Virgo full moon is always the last full moon of the zodiac cycle, because full moons occur when the sun and the moon are opposite, and the sun always ends in Pisces. So the last full moon of the zodiac cycle is always in Virgo. Did you say which degree house Virgo is in? So yes, Martina, if you look at 16 degrees of Virgo in your natal chart, that's where the full moon occurs tomorrow. So by looking at what house that is in, that can give you an idea for what area of your life might be highlighted right now. So what just came to me right now is like, maybe this is a cyclical thing, like a pattern thing. So I know that 16 degrees of Virgo in my chart is in my 7th house, my house of relationships, one-on-one partnerships, friendships, romantic relationships. So perhaps every year is like a clearing out of those types of energies, you know? Maybe if 16 degrees of Virgo is in your 10th house, if you feel like you're on this revolving door of careers, maybe that could be why. Yeah, that was just an intuitive thing that came. So if that resonates, cool. If not, whatever. Christine's same 11th or 7th house. Muse, mine is in 11th. 11th house is the house of Aquarius, humanitarianism, the collective. So this full moon right now, tomorrow, is the 6th out of 7 full moons that are happening at 16 degrees of their signs. The degrees of the moons normally change month by month by month by month. And the fact that we have 7 in a row that are all at 16 degrees means something. A lot of times in astrology, it's hard to actually digest what these things mean until after the fact. Like, astrology works really well in retrospect. Having the information available gives you a way of looking forward, but it's not always exact, you know? So, but just knowing that there's 7 full moons in a row at 16 degrees. One of my favorite astrologers, Pam Gregory, was the one who brought up that one of her friends reminded her that 16 in the tarot, the major arcana card, is the Tower. Full moon celebration, yet release at 16 degrees of the Tower, the breakdown, the complete crumbling. So it's like we were given 7 months to completely break down everything that's no longer serving us. And in tandem, at the same time, guys, we've had 5 new moons that are happening at 1 degree of their sign. So the newness is coming at the 1st degree in the tarot. What is the first card? Number 1, right? So the Fool is 0, but card number 1 is the Magician. We have the tools that we need to create the life that we desire. We live in a world of magic and miracles, right? Magic and miracles happen for us. I feel like that's what these moon cycles are trying to show us right now. So we've had, this is the 6th out of 7 full moons happening at 16 degrees. So we're almost done breaking everything down. I wonder if everything has been feeling really heavy for you, because it has been for me and people in my environment. It seems like things are like coming to a head. It's like we've had enough. Like, we're up to here. We can't take it anymore. You know, everything is like coming to the boiling point. And it just feels like something is about to, which I get excited about that kind of stuff. I think it can happen in a good way. Oh, I love that, Bonnie. 1 + 6 is 7. Look at you learning all that numerology. Yeah, 2023 is the year of the 7. 7, lucky number 7. It's a spiritual number. It's a very introspective number. And yeah, so just good things are coming, guys. Right after Aries season starts, we have a new moon literally the day after. So that's the last new moon that we have at 1 degree. but then we're in eclipse season. So it's like we're coming to the end of our preparatory phase, and then we get into our eclipse season where those are like monumental full and new moons. So my personal year number is also 7. Interesting, Kay. I like that. Uranus and Pluto both retrograde at 15 degrees Virgo, and I see at 16 degrees Virgo at the cusp of 3rd and 4th houses. Carmina, you got a lot going on tomorrow with that full moon. Celebrating how you've changed through your breakdown, especially at home. How you think about your home. Yeah, I hope that helps. That's all the full moon stuff. Let's talk about Saturn entering Pisces. I have some things to say about Saturn before we get into what the future holds, but Saturn has been very strong for the last 5 years. Why is this? Because Saturn has been in his own signs of rulership since 2018. Saturn rules Capricorn, and Saturn also co-rules Aquarius. So in 2018, Saturn walked into Capricorn, and when planets are in the signs that they're in charge of, their energy is like amplified. And when Saturn's energies are amplified, if you don't understand what's happening, it can feel really harsh. It can feel like pressing down. It can feel like constricting if you don't know why Saturn is acting the way he's acting. So Saturn is like the disciplinary parent energy. He gives us our boundaries. He helps us set our limitations. He regulates us. He gives us discipline. He teaches us how to discipline ourselves. So if you want to look at where Capricorn and Aquarius are in your chart, they're right next to each other. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 houses of your life. Wherever those 2 signs are, Saturn has been walking through them for the last 5 years, like extra strong, owning the place. He's like, this is my house. I am here. You're going to do what I say in my house, right? So we're coming out of this heavy energy. However, when energy is heavy in astrology, especially with Saturn, it helps you grow, right? It helps you mature. So looking at those, wherever Capricorn and Aquarius are in your chart, how have you matured in those areas of your life? That stuff for me is happening in my 11th and my 12th house. Since 2018, 12th house, my spiritual practice has completely changed. I am much more regulated and just scheduled, but not scheduled in a time way. Just I want to do my spiritual stuff every day. And 11th house community, like, look, I've started this Insight Timer community. I'm starting a Patreon community. I'm starting a podcast community. Like, Saturn has helped me to make these things happen. So yeah, Saturn was in Capricorn from 2018 to 2020. Then he entered Aquarius. So I didn't make notes for Saturn in Capricorn because it didn't feel right, but because we're coming out of Aquarius. So Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn regulating Aquarius technology. So disciplinary parent, right? Saturn walks into Aquarius and he's like, oh, you guys want to be this technological world? You want to have technological advancements everywhere? All right, do it. What happened in 2020? We all got sent home and we had to figure out how to do stuff on the internet. We had to figure out how to connect and create communities using a computer and a cell phone and the internet. Was it easy? No. Did we figure it out? A lot of us, are we still figuring it out? Yeah. But that's the energy that Saturn brings when he walks into new signs. Pisces is the sign of the spirituality, right? Self-undoing, ego death. Here we go. So Saturn is bringing us some spiritual responsibility. So here comes Saturn walking into Pisces. Oh, you want to be a spiritual person? Here you go. Here it is. So Saturn's going to be in Pisces until May of 2025. So look at where Pisces is in your birth chart? Where is Saturn going to regulate you? Where is Saturn going to help you get your shit together? That's pretty much what Saturn does in the best way. I have a really good relationship with Saturn. He is my chart ruler. I'm a rising Aquarius, so my chart, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus, so I have 2 chart rulers. But Saturn is conjunct my ascendant. So me and Saturn, like, we got, I get Saturn, he gets me, he helps me. It sucks, but yeah, Saturn isn't all that bad. Elisa says, yes, it feels like so much change is coming. A lot of hard change, but knowing that what will come from that is part of my purpose path. Yeah, it's change that's worth it. Like, whatever's coming on the horizon with all these shifts, it's for the better. It's not going to be easy because I feel like we've sunk so low as a race. I feel like the glutton and sloth just came to mind. Like, I don't know all the 7 deadly sins, but those 2 are just like, we want everything to be easy right now, and we want a lot of it. And that's not like a personal attack on anyone. That's just how we've evolved as a species. And the astrology, in my opinion, is seeing us here, and it's like, take my hand. Let's take you out of this. But you got to do the work yourself. Christine, same 12th house, and I've been growing in my spiritual realm. I love it. Chris is a Pisces, so Saturn's going to be walking over wherever your sun is. So that might be some regulation on how you shine. That might be setting some limits on how far you reach your light. But handle that when you get there. Cross that bridge when you get there. I have Saturn in Pisces at 21 degrees in my 9th house. So, Kay, whenever Saturn comes to 21 degrees, that's when your Saturn return will occur because you're at that age. I just went through my Saturn return about 2 years ago, and it brought me to a much better place in my life. Yeah, that could be you could just type in Saturn return calculator to see what date, so you can prepare yourself. But it's a shift. It's not just a 1-day thing. It's like a whole season. So, yeah, I've been feeling my own spiritual practices changing. Like my energy is anticipating Saturn entering Pisces. I can't put it into words yet. I don't know what part of my spiritual practice is changing or for what reason, but I'm starting to question some of the things that I do to keep myself in check, So I invite you to do the same. And not in a way of what I'm doing is bad, but just an open-minded curiosity, is this serving my highest good? Is this practice what is best for me right now? Yeah, Saturn might bring some reality checks into spiritual illusions. The last time that Saturn was in Pisces, if you can think back this far, was 1994 until early 96, like April of 96. So if you can think about any Pisces self-undoing spirituality, Pisces is also like the poet making art out of life. It's the final sign, so it's like that self-undoing, that ego death in order to rebirth into the next version of yourself. So, I want to turn to the cards, and I want to ask what can be celebrated this full moon in order to prepare us for Saturn in Pisces. So, since Virgo is an earth sign, and we're using the Virgo full moon earth energy to prepare for Saturn in Pisces, Native Spirit felt like a good deck to me. So we're going to pull from the Native Spirit Oracle cards to see what can be celebrated in order to prepare for Saturn moving into Pisces. do have to say, I've always wanted wavy hair. My hair is stick straight. It gets these waves because I've been sleeping with a silk cap to keep my hair healthy, and it makes me so happy to see it here on video. So I do group readings if this is your first time with me. So I invite you to send your energy into this deck, however that feels for you. And I'm going to ask my guides to work with your guides, to work with the guides of everyone who's here, everyone who might watch this replay on YouTube, to find the perfect messages for us to hear right now regarding what can be celebrated in order to prepare us for Saturn entering Pisces. Jacqui is using her claircognizance already. She knows that card 1 will resonate with her and a little bit of 2. So I love doing group readings because I love empowering you all to tap into your own intuition. So your physical senses are how your spirit guides communicate with you. So if you feel a tingle on your skin, if you feel like sometimes people say like, oh, I felt someone touch my shoulder, like any kind, like a muscle spasm. If you smell something, if you taste something, if you hear something, if you get a ringing in your ear, any physical sense. So I'm going to hold up each individual card. You're going to see the same back of the deck image over and over and over. So just feel into your body if anything shifts when I hold up a certain card. I'm going to spoil the surprise now. The whole reading is for you. But sometimes your guides will give you a nudge if there's like a special message in one of the cards. So just see if anything comes through. And if not, then the whole thing is meant for you right now. No ifs, ands, or buts. And let us know in the chat which card or cards resonate more strongly with you today. Oh, thank you, Christine. I was just thinking about how your hair looks soft and silky today. I'm trying. I'm getting a trim on Friday. All these split ends are driving me nuts, but thank you. I appreciate the compliment. All right, guys, here is the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. So let us know in the chat if one or more of those resonated with you. I'll show them one more time. Bonnie says, are you, though, going to see the same image on the back? Not us clairvoyants. Touche, Bonnie. Touche. All right, one more time just in case. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. All right. Zainab 2, Kim 3, Bonnie 2, Allison 2, Alicia all, Jessica 1, Audra 3, Patty 2, Dorothy 2, April 2 had a light circle on it for me, Michelle tingles for 2, Chris 2, Catherine 3, Allison 1 and 2, Noose 2, Anik 2, and Jennifer 2 and 3, Alice 3, Christine 3, Cherryberry 2, Ginger 3, Christine 2, 1, in that order, 2 much stronger, flash of a red light, and 2, Elisa 1, Cherish 2. Okay guys, I'm feeling a lot of 2 energy, huh? But let's see what else comes through for the rest of the reading. So we asked, what can be celebrated to prepare us for Saturn in Pisces? Celebrated with the Virgo full moon. Okay, 1, the rainbow, veil lifting, new language, borders dissolving. I love that. 2, glitched, could be easily looked over. I love that. 2, 3, left eyebrow itches. Been having some weird things going on with my eyesight in the left eye. Left is yin, feminine, receptive, intaking, non-doing. Card number 1, everybody, brings us the energy of Grandfather Sky. This is your time to reach for the sky. Expansive energy, vitality, health, healing, and passion. These qualities are expanding in your life. The sky's the limit. You are a healer and a channel for life force of the universe. Your ability to sense energy fields is increasing dramatically. Be prepared to soar to new heights. When you receive the Grandfather Sky card, you are entering into an expansive cycle. Do not hold back and repress what you feel. Your body and spirit will become drained. If you strive to meet everyone's expectations, but forget to honor your own needs, your energy field becomes dull. If you allow your emotions and needs the freedom to be spontaneously expressed, waves of incredible energy will expand inside of you. Running on your own resources, it's easy to become drained. However, letting the divine light of the Creator flow through you easily replenishes your soul. So this card is telling me to have you celebrate your gifts, your intuitive nature, celebrating your ability to accept help from Grandfather Sky, accept help from the universe, from the Creator. Celebrate your connection with Grandfather Sky. Celebrate that asking for help, but not of a human. Celebrate how you have asked for help from the universe and where it's taken you. How does that resonate? There weren't a lot of card 1s in there today. That just seems like it's leading us into card number 2, which so many people were resonating with today. So card number 2 is actually the last card of this deck, which I don't know what that means, but I always just like to point out when it's either the first card or the last card. Nicole, I'm here for 2. I love it. Card number 2 then is the Wounded Healer. Oh, Jackie, I am rarely a card 1, and this was perfect. I love it, Jackie. Kay says, new language of energy and working with the divine are highest good entities. I love it. Bullseye, Allison. Card number 2 is the Wounded Healer. Healing energy, vitality, and life force energy are flowing through you and to you. You are a healer, and you provide healing for others, even if you are not conscious of it. Whatever needs healing in your life is being resolved. Your so-called faults are becoming your virtues. No matter what happened in your past, the past does not need to equal the future. It's true, the cracks can be where the light enters the soul. The Wounded Healer is a tradition in Native cultures that asserts that some of the greatest healers are those who have gone through hardship and survived, or those who have been wounded and healed. It's believed that these individuals can provide great solace and can instigate profound healing for others. You may have been wounded in your life, or you may have gone through challenging times. But the roots go deepest where the wind blows strongest. You are a healer in the most profound sense of the word. Healing energy is surging through you. Whatever in your life needs healing is being addressed on the inner realms. Your strength lies in the difficulties that you have overcome. I'm taking that in for a moment because I feel like that card is, I know why that was so prevalent. And I brought this up at the beginning of today's session as well. I feel like lots of us are at our boiling point right now. I feel like there's just so much going on. We've been healing stuff for such a long time. Like, damn it, let's get through it, let's move on. Christine resonates, Nicole, April, spot effing on. Zay, wow, yeah. This is a reminder for you that our hardship brings us to our wisdom. Think of all the ways that you help people just by being you. Not even, I'm not thinking about the times that you had the perfect thing to say and you sat your friend down and you gave them a great speech. Not that. Just how you are. And it might be difficult to think about yourself, but maybe think about someone else first. Who is someone in your life that you've learned from just by watching them be? Who is someone in your life that you have embodied maybe their mentality about life because of how you've watched them walk through their difficulties? That's who you are for some people. Oftentimes people are silent about that stuff, and it's not out of a mean thing. It's just kind of how we're conditioned. I hope what I'm saying makes sense to you, and I hope that it's helping you realize how you're a healer for others just by being yourself. You don't even need to try. Just by being who you are, people in your surroundings watch how you handle things, and they take inspiration from you. Just to give a quick anecdote, my Aunt Jeannie, she is 59, and she has had AIDS for over 30 years. When I was born, she was HIV positive. And we didn't have a relationship for a long time, just how life worked out, but I watched how she handled this illness, this death sentence, right? If you hear that you have AIDS, most people would be like, oh, okay, I got 5 years, I got 10 years, that sucks. But no, she turned on her bright light, and she just lives trusting the universe, trusting God. And she didn't have to tell me that's how, she didn't have to sit down and coach me about that's how that worked for me. I just watched. And she wouldn't have been that way if she didn't go through the situations that she went through. Oh my gosh, the stuff that she had to go through to get to where she is now. This is your guides reminding you that there are people watching you gracefully move through what you're moving through, because we're our own hardest critic, right? We all think that we could be doing things better or in a different way. It's all beautiful. It's all beautiful. Let's see what you guys are talking about. And then we still have card 3, don't worry. Hi, Laura. Alice, I had a trauma response when you showed card number 2. I'm still healing from grief and loss. Healing takes time, but it's so beautiful. You learn so much. You learn so much about yourself. You learn a whole different perspective on what is real. April, your husband, is that person for you just by watching, not by being told. Just by watching an example, yeah. Hello, Dr. Monica, joined right on time. I recognize how incredibly resilient I am and demonstrate this for others as well. Bonnie, I cut my finger accidentally when you read this card. Literal wounded healer. That's awesome. Laura, all of my family for sure. Yep. Christine, just being who you are, just being can help another. Alice, people say that about me all the time. Yeah, life is so much easier than we think. Like, you want to find your purpose? Cool, be. That's your purpose. Be. With love. Okay, I've started to look at myself with more compassion and celebration for the fact that I'm literally the one who has gotten me through my hardest times. Thank you, Kay. Exactly. Exactly. Especially Virgo full moon, celebrating how you have served yourself. Celebrating how your service has brought you to the earth, Virgo, earth grounded place, real material place where you are right now. I just had like an accidental family reunion on Friday. My grandma turned 92. I went to her condo with my mom. Surprise, like all of my uncles from that side of the family showed up. And if you guys follow me, you know I'm very detached from my family for reasons. And it was so interesting I haven't been around that much of that part of my family, maybe for 10 years. And I'm a completely different person than I was 10 years ago. It was very humbling. It was very eye-opening. It's very timely. Like, everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And man, like Friday night, Saturday morning, the stuff that was washing over me, it helped me honor myself and my choices and how I've brought myself to where I am. Cherish, thank you for sharing about your aunt. My mother died HIV positive. It's not a fun thing to do. It's not a fun journey to take. But man, if she hasn't learned and just, oh my gosh, I can talk about her for hours. There is a podcast series that will be coming out from her. I went and I interviewed her a couple weeks ago and we talked for 3 hours. So I need to edit that down into bite-sized chunks. But yeah, there will be podcast episodes with Aunt Jeannie. All right, so Grandfather Sky started us off celebrating accepting help from the universe. The Wounded Healer was card 2, celebrating how your wounds have brought you to this ability to be the nurturing, compassionate person that lives in your heart, in your deepest desires. I feel like many of us want to just heal the world. So celebrate how your wounds have brought you to this place of power. Card number 3. Spirit of Water. Nicole, my parents even tell me how resilient I am, and I love that about me. That's awesome. Spirit of Water, card number 3. Trust your intuition. Know that you are on the right path. Take time to nurture yourself. Allow your inner child free rein. Believe in your dreams. Don't stifle your emotions. Trust the messages they're giving you. Purify and cleanse yourself and your home. Healing is on its way. Emotional healing energy is expanding within you. The Spirit of Water invites an emotional richness into your life. Communicate from your heart. Embrace your childlike wonder. This card also represents purification, cleansing, and healing. It reminds you to clean your personal space and your body. It also urges you to accept and embrace your emotions. All of them, even the ones that you don't usually like. Additionally, trust your hunches. Push off from the shore of safety and enter the flow of life. All is well. Lost audio. I hear, okay. Okay. thank you for hanging out for 13 minutes. That was 13 minutes. I am going to reread card 3 because I know that that is where I stopped. I think in my future, in my near future, these readings will take place off of Insight Timer. If anyone has suggestions for other places to host something similar to this, I welcome those suggestions. I think I have been pointed to start separating. I'll leave it at that. I love doing this work. I love teaching astrology. I love having these free group oracle readings because the stuff that comes out of these things are amazing. And I am not happy with the issues that are occurring over and over. So I am looking for a new place to do this, and I hope that you all still join me when that happens. Stay updated. Go to my profile right now. Check out my link tree. Join my email list so I can keep you guys posted on stuff. Follow my YouTube. Just the support is so important right now. Not just for me, but for all teachers on Insight Timer, is what I'll say. I apologize. The chats are super, super, super laggy. So, yeah. So we asked the cards, what can be celebrated to prepare us for Saturn walking into Pisces? Grandfather Sky reminded us to celebrate all of the assistance that we've asked for from the universe and how it has helped us to get to where we are now. The Wounded Healer card has reminded us to celebrate the wounds that we have healed of ourselves that have led us to how we can help heal the world. Card number 3 is the Spirit of Water. Spirit of Water. Trust your intuition. Know that you're on the right path. Take time to nurture yourself. Allow your inner child free rein. Believe in your dreams. Don't stifle your emotions. Trust the messages they're giving you. Purify and cleanse yourself and your home. Healing is on its way. Emotional healing energy is expanding within you. The spirit of water invites an emotional richness into your life. Communicate from your heart. Embrace your childlike wonder. This card also represents purification, cleansing, and healing. It reminds you to clean your personal space and your body. It also urges you to accept and embrace your emotions, all of them, even the ones that you don't usually like. Additionally, trust your hunches. Push off from the shore of safety and enter the flow of life. All is well. So what can be celebrated in order to welcome in the energy of Saturn in Pisces? Trust your intuition. Listen to what your emotions are telling you. If something happens that frustrates you, what is that frustration trying to tell you? If something happens that makes you joyous, what is that joy trying to tell you? If something happens that angers you, what is that anger trying to tell you? I also love the water washing symbology. Thanks, Jackie. I know. That's why I'm laughing so much reading this card. The water washing symbology, because this is a full moon in Virgo. Virgo is like the clean one. Virgo cleans house. Virgo full moon, my gosh, I didn't think about this earlier, but if you're a person who sages your house, Virgo full moon is the time. Open all your windows, sage all the corners and all the nooks and crannies, and just like ask that all the energy that no longer serves you exits the house. Oh my god, Virgo full moon is the best time to do that. But symbolically, wash your body and ask that the water remove all stagnant energy that is no longer in alignment with your highest good. Wash your house, clean your house, declutter. For full moon is always a great time to declutter and like wipe things away, and so much more so the Virgo full moon. Virgo is the clean sign, the cleaner. So celebrate water. Celebrate what water does for you. Celebrate how versatile water is in your life. The water of the tears streaming out your face sometimes. You're washing your internal energy out. A perfect card for grief, and I'm a Virgo, Alice. Absolutely. I love it. I love saging. If you would like to hang out for one last card, I did want to pull a card regarding Saturn in Pisces. If you need to go, I respect your time. This replay will be on my YouTube channel. You can search my name, Jacqui Mancuso, on YouTube, and that is where the replay will be found. I want to be clear about what I said before I reread card 3. I have not made any decisions. Right now, I'm experiencing emotions, and I'm just communicating what is going through my head. I don't make decisions when I'm emotional. I let my emotions settle, and then I move forward. And I am extremely communicative. So don't worry, I'm not going to disappear from anywhere, whatever. But I'm just saying, if you want to keep tabs with me, just in case you don't come to all my sessions, find me elsewhere. Because I do a lot of stuff. Like Insight Timer right now has been my main platform to communicate what I'm doing. But like, I'm everywhere. I'm doing so much, and I want you guys there with me. So Jessica, thank you very much. I saw another donation come through. I appreciate them. If you guys are, Charlotte, thank you. If you guys are enjoying today's session so far, I welcome and graciously appreciate all donations. Never expected. Yeah, but if you haven't followed me on Insight Timer, follow me here so you can keep track of me here. My link tree is in my Insight Timer bio, so freaking everything. My website, my TikTok, my YouTube, my podcast YouTube, my Facebook, my Patreon, like everything is in there. Send me an email, ask me questions. I know I do a lot. Jacqui. Oh, join my email list too. That's a thing that will help with lots of things. Jacqui, I've been thinking of all the spaces in my house that need my attention yesterday and today. This is my card too, just didn't hear it up front. I love it. Christine's been using the sage. Can you talk about water in the moonlight? Putting water outside. Oh, moon water. Yeah. I make moon water every full moon. So that would be tonight, because the full moon reaches its peak early morning tomorrow. So I usually leave out, I have two, I think they're like 2.5 gallon jug things. I fill them up with water, and then I leave them on the south end of my house where the moonlight shines the strongest. And so the moon impacts water. We know that. That's like a scientific thing. It affects the tides. It pulls on the waters. So I leave water outside for the full moon. And then there's a lot of different ways that you can use it. I'm so routine, so I just, I do it sometimes and I forget what I'm doing. So I love when people ask. But you can use moon water to diffuse in your house and just inviting the energies of that full moon into your home when you're like diffusing your oils. You can put a cupful in your bathtub to infuse your bath with the full moon energy. I drink my full moon water. I have my whole raw egg morning routine, and then I wash it down with baking soda, moon water. That's how I use my moon water most often. A lot of times if I'm going into a deep spiritual practice, or if I'm going to work with a client and I want that extra spiritual boost, I'll have like a full glass of moon water. Yeah, you can charge your water with the moon. You can charge your crystals with the moon. It's a great way. So I usually wait, and it just works out. Everything always works out for me. But it seems like I usually buy my crystals right before the full moon. And I do like to wait until the full moon to cleanse and charge my crystals outside or in a south-facing window. And then I use my crystals after that. And now I feel like this girl broke today. And I feel like she wants to be cleansed. I don't know. That was very interesting. I'm going to ask for an animal spirit that we can embody for the next 2.5 years while Saturn is in Pisces. So this is a bigger message. But I'm going to use the illustrated bestiary oracle cards to see which animal spirit would like to be embodied during Saturn's transit through Pisces. 2 years, 2 months. Feel free to send your energy into this deck while I answer Elisa's question. What's your egg and baking soda routine all about? So I have chickens, and I like using things as raw as they come because I believe that Mother Earth provides exactly what we need. So you get the most nutrients out of things if they're not cooked, if your body can handle it. So we drink, my husband and I, we do this. We drink a raw egg in the morning, and it's like the perfect little breakfast. Gets us going. And then I put about half a teaspoon of baking soda in 4 to 6 ounces of water. And I've been doing 1 turn of sea salt or Himalayan salt just to salt my body. But the baking soda is, it helps alkalize your body, taking acidity out of your body because diseases have a hard time growing without acidity in your body. So that's what that's all about. But then I just choose to use the moon water because it seems intuitive to me. I don't know. There's a lot of things that I do that I don't really have a reason. It just feels intuitive. And I invite you guys to do the same. All right. So let's see which animal spirit would like to be embodied to help us get the full benefit of Saturn in Pisces. Yeah. Salt water, baking soda also helps to clear things out. I love it. Thanks, Christine. We got the last card in this deck, guys. That's 2 today. Last card in the deck. So what animal would like to be embodied during Saturn's time in Pisces? The zigzag spider. Everything is connected. Spider crouches on her web, feeling the strands of creation. Everything is connected, she murmurs, and understanding those connections is key. So while Spider seems to be sitting on her web waiting for dinner, she's actually taking the temperature of the world and listening for connection. When the breeze ruffles the web's threads, Spider senses the force and direction. The morning dew is thick, Spider sees. She knows that autumn is upon us and beyond the winter, when flies are scarce. Your world, too, is a web. Pause a moment and feel the play on the different strands and how that affects the overall weaving. Spider reminds you to be still and take time to understand the interconnections. It's kind of like the anaretic degree. Absolutely, Elisa. Which is where Saturn is right now, 29 of Aquarius. Saturn in Pisces is here to help you understand that everything is connected. Saturn in Pisces, regulating your spiritual practice, spirituality, becoming more dutiful and responsible and disciplined in your spirituality. This is going to help you when the wind blows west and then you realize, oh, maybe it's time to make sausage. That was just the first thing that came to mind. But using your surroundings to know that one thing equals another. As above, so below. That's something I've been meditating on for years. What does that mean? As within, so without. Everything is connected. Using your physical surroundings, using Mother Nature, using what you've created in your physical surroundings. Something else about spider. It's not an insect. Insects have 3 body parts. Spider has 2. Insects have 6 legs, spiders have 8. So it's almost like doing it your own way too. Like, you don't need to understand how other people understand. It's not about hearing even me saying like, oh yeah, west is water, and when the wind comes from the west, it's blowing emotions, and like that's my interpretation. Saturn in Pisces wants you to find your own interpretation. Sure, listen, follow what resonates, hang out with what resonates, but that doesn't mean that just because someone who has been studying spirituality, just because they say something doesn't mean that it's right for you. Connect with the world in your own way. The more mindful we can get in our day-to-day life, the more we're able to realize these quick changes, these subtle changes. Spiders are master craftsmen. There was a spider in my bathroom this morning. Oh my gosh, and I saw her and I was like, what do you mean? Why do you do there? Why are you there? And to tell me about Saturn in Pisces. Yeah. Alice, walk to the beat of your own drum. Yeah, be an individual. Do it your own way. Create your own web. There was one yesterday in mine too, says Kay. That's awesome. I love it. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Thanks for hanging out for the extra time. I'm going to cut this video down and then put it on YouTube so we don't have the 13 minutes in the middle of me trying to figure out if you guys can hear me or not. Thank you for your patience. I do the best I can when those technical difficulties occur. The chat gets extremely laggy, so I'm just letting you know that's what's happening on my end. So I know that you guys are like, no sound, no sound, no sound. Can she hear us? Did she see this? SOS, SOS. But like, it doesn't come through until it comes through on my end, and then it's like, okay, no one can hear me, So I'm not ignoring you. And then the whole thing. So thanks for your patience. I love staying connected with you guys. So check out my whole link tree, everything that I have in there. It's in my Insight Timer profile. Follow me in some way, however resonates with you. This description will be posted in our spiritual community, which is the group that I have here on Insight Timer. And yeah, thank you guys for your donations today. Much appreciated. I'm just checking to see. Yeah, so if you guys follow our spiritual community, you might have noticed that the post for Wednesday didn't go up until this morning. I don't know if Insight Timer is changing their policies, but I've been posting links to my YouTube in our spiritual community, and then all of a sudden they just removed the post because it had a link in there. So I'm not sure what that's all about. But if you want to follow me on YouTube, search my name. The link tree has the link to my A Werewolf for You podcast, which is on a different YouTube channel. It's a whole thing. Let's see. Bonnie. I got a new laser pointer for my cat sitting business. The first top that I used projects a spider, and it looks just like that. Today was the first day I used it. Everything is connected. Everything is connected. Christine had a spider in her bathroom. Kay, me, spiders. Spider, spider, spider. This is insane. Everything always works out. Thank you for being here. Let me see what else. I'm looking at the cards for a second to see if anything else comes through. Lots of nighttime and water today. Periods of darkness and washing away with water. Just a thought. Alrighty, I'll be back on Friday. Friday we're talking about just changes that are coming up. So between March 16th and March 25th, there's 5 planets that are changing signs. So what we did talk about Saturn moving into Pisces today, but on Friday it'll just be like a boom, 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 boom. This is what's coming. This is what to expect, whatnot. Thank you very kindly, Monica, for your donation. Jody says, thank you for being part of our sacred web. I love that, Jody. Thank you for saying that. Alicia, they've been very strict lately. One of my favorite teachers was canceled by Insight Timer, and the group was disbanded without any explanation to the community. Sorry, you are experiencing trouble. Also, you know, Saturn is moving out of Aquarius. Pluto is moving into Aquarius. Yeah, it was more Pluto moving into Aquarius. Pluto is the destroyer. Aquarius is community, collaboration. So not just like no fear, but this could, this could be something coming to try to destroy communities. It's your choice how you choose to use the energy. Just this will solidify who is your people. Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is also destroying Aquarius technology, so wouldn't be surprised if a whole bunch of internet stuff goes and all that stuff. So maybe I should start like a newsletter, like a snail mail newsletter. What do you guys think about that? That'd be fun. But who knows if the post office would still be going if the internet shut down. I don't know. Okay, you go into the darkness wounded and enter into the cycle of life and light, a healer, to help others. You gotta find your light. You gotta find your own light in your darkness. Thanks to all here, Christine. She said, Alicia, yes, another teacher left for many reasons. It was meant for his higher good, I'm sure. Absolutely, everything happens for a reason. Newsletter and snail mail is fine, but if you make it a chain letter, I'm jumping ship. What does that mean? Does that mean like I send it to you and then you send it to the next person and they send it to the next person? Jessica would love a snail mail newsletter as well. Everything is in process. Things are turning. Happy Magical March. I'll be back on Friday. Yes, you have to keep sending the message under threat of some kind of violence to your spirituality or physical body. What? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I would not do that. Love to all. Namaste.